Well, Miss Kira, we're going down to Florida. We've never done that. We've
Woohoo!
never done that.
I love Florida.
Yeah, it's about a year ago. Getting ready. You know that's only about what?
Don't even say it. My feet still hurt.
Just got a letter from our favorite in New York,
Yeah,
Lisa.
Miss Lisa with
Yeah,
Planet. They
yeah.
got a new location. Props to them.
Anyway, good morning, everybody. It's the beautiful Miss Kira Peterson.
And
The
the
beautiful-
vivacious Randy.
I paid her $1 for that. Anyway, we're going to go back down to Florida in our Florida Open for Business campaign. More and more exciting times. Today we're going to go to St. Pete, the beach.
Woohoo! I love St. Pete. It's
And I'm going
pretty.
to tell you, this is really a pretty cool deal. Everybody should go too. If you want to follow along, go to Mastry's Brewing Company. That's Mastry's, Mastrys, Brewing.
Look,
And there's
and-
Matthew now. We're going to be bringing him in. And it's going to be a lot of fun
Woohoo!
talking to operation. Their website is
Amazing.
terrifically dynamic.
It's pretty.
It is really good, full of a lot of information. Hey,
Hey!
Hey, look at that, guys. I actually figured out how to work it.
you get the second gold star for the day. Absolutely. Everybody in Florida's finally figured it out, and but you get the 2 for 2 today. Oh, wait a minute. Now I have to take 10 points for it fell over. So. No, you're looking good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing?
We're doing great. This is man. Well,
Oh.
earthquake hit Florida. We love that stuff. It's reality TV. That's the cool part. It's great. You know, light from the side is always a good thing, not light from the back. So we're going to give a lighting instruction here to. There you go. It's
Right
a little
there.
better. Yeah, got a little bit of light.
Yep, so as you guys might see from the sign behind me, I'm actually not at Mastry's Brewing Company right now. I'm actually hanging out with Bob Sylvester over in Tarpon Springs at St. Somewhere.
All right. Well, sounds like a lot of fun, but we're glad you came in. I'm going to tell everybody to go to your .com, just Mastry's Brewing Company, or co.com, Mastry's Brewing Co. And follow along. What a great website you have. Put a lot of time and effort into that, that's for sure.
So how did you guys come up with the name of the brewing company? How did that all come
So
about?
Mastry's is actually a family name. Although my last name is Dom, it actually comes from on my grandmother's side. So my grandmother's the last Mastry on my side. But anyways, here in the St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area, the Mastry family has been around for quite some time. My great-grandparents came over actually into St. Pete back in the 1890s.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yep. So there's quite a few Mastry's owned family businesses throughout the St. Pete area, but we're the first brewery.
Well, that is very cool because it appears from your website you also are into a winery and you're also roasting some coffee, and so you can sit there and have a cup of coffee, wake up and have a beer, and and everything's good to go. So it looks like quite an operation that you have. How long have you guys been in business with the brewery?
So we've been brewing for about 4 years professionally now. When we first started out, we actually started out of my cousin's restaurant. It's called the CD Roma Restaurant. It's based in the Tyrone area of St. Petersburg. And we had a little 1.5 barrel brew house there. We did that for about 1.5 years. The brand, the beer, everything we're doing got popular. And of course, the end goal was to always have our own freestanding brewery. So we went ahead and found the right location, did a build out, and here we are 2 years now out on St. Pete Beach. Our anniversary party is actually coming up October 13th. And so it's been a fun trip.
Well, October 13th. What are you doing, Miss Kira?
I am coming back from.
Oh, that's right. She's
I
gonna be
mean,
gone.
I could make a pit stop back in Florida.
She's the beer drinker of the group. She loves that. We love to send her out. We're going to be coming down after the PGA show. It's going to be a lot of fun because that's up in Orlando in January. But so who did you say it was, your cousin or your nephew? What was his name?
So my cousin Bernie, he was the owner of the CD Roma, or is the owner of the CD Roma restaurant. So, back 4 years ago when I first said, hey, I'm going to put together a business plan to open up a brewery and do some cool beer things. He was an avid home brewer and craft beer lover as well. And when I presented him, said, hey, this is what I want to do. Do you have any room for me at your place? He was like, we're already really packed. Calls me back 2 days later. He's like, yeah, man, we got to do this. Let's bring this in.
How much fun is that? So here you are today.
So So is it?
It was a lot of fun.
So is it a family business then? Do you have a lot of family members that work with you at the brewery?
So my wife is the general manager and my business partner. Also, my dad is also one of my, I call him kind of more of a silent partner. Unfortunately, he's allergic to beer.
Oh.
But he like myself is a contractor, so he fully assists with the build out, construction, expansion, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was looking at your beer page, and it talks about well, Bavarian. Are you bringing in a lot of your mixture, your hops, or your whatever from Germany? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, so we import all of our stuff from all over the world. I mean, we have hops from the Czech Republic, New Zealand. I mean, even our yeast profiles, we pull them because we stay pretty traditional with a lot of our styles. We like using a lot of noble hops, even though we throw really kind of our own modern flair of what we do with them.
How did you are German heritage or East European heritage or just the type of beer you liked? How did you go down that path?
Really more so in the beer styles that we enjoy drinking. I mean, we're not overly heavy on any one style. Any day of the week, if you come into the tasting room, you can find an assortment of farmhouses, saisons, sours, IPAs. We got a Kolsch lager that we actually took silver medal for best Florida beer last year. So yeah, I mean, our classic European pub ales, your browns, your ambers, your reds. We really brew across the board, and again, I mean, we enjoy drinking across the board. So we
Nothing wrong with that.
we really like to bring a dynamic drinking experience to the locals, especially being on St. Pete Beach, where before we didn't know how much of a craft beer town it really was going to be. Being in a coastal area, they've got a lot of beach, bars and stuff like that where they used to doing, buckets of beer and Mai Tais and rum runners. So when we said, hey, we're bringing craft beer out to the beach, our first thought of it was let's see what the locals even want to drink.
Go ahead, Karen.
I was gonna say, so how many beers do you guys have tap on your tasting room?
So typically we have 14 to 15 beers on tap that we rotate between all the time. We generally have 3 to 5 of our cores up, which would usually be our distribution beers or the beers that we're better known for out of the tasting room. We have 5 beers that are in distribution right now: our Boca Ciega Bay IPA, our Blind Pass Brown, our Kite Surfer Kolsch, our Beach House Saison, and then we have a tropical blonde that we call Breezy. So those are our pours that we do, pretty much on the regular, and are on tap unless we kick through them. But then we have other staples that we do really well for. Our Hefeweizen, we took gold medal for 2017 Best Florida Beer with that one. We have our JMC Chocolate Coffee Porter. That's another staple that the locals want to see on tap on a regular basis.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah,
we're having a little. So you have taps or cans. So I love to read the names because I know naming. It's always creative. It's hard to get, but the Original Sin hard cider, the microphone check cider. I like
I
one.
the zombie killer.
Yeah, so those there are our guest taps and guest cans and stuff like that. None of those aren't ours. We just make beer.
Yeah.
So Original Sin is a cidery out of New York.
He froze up. Hopefully he'll come back. Hello. He'll come back.
You guys. Sorry.
Now we hear you.
Yeah.
The flaw of coming from a cell phone, text messages start coming through, and I guess it puts a pause on things. But anyways, like I was saying, so all the ciders we pull out of the Cavalier portfolio. Cavalier Distributing is our distributor, and so we work with other brother partner cider and meaderies that are in the same distributing portfolio as us.
Yeah, that's cool. So how far is your distribution at this point?
So right now we're pretty much in I'll call it the Tri-County area. So we hit our home base, which is Pinellas County, and then we pretty much go all the way down to Sarasota, and as far north is the Pasco Hernando area, and then over into the Tampa Hillsborough side. So, we're a 5-barrel brew house. We have about 50 barrels worth of fermentation space between 10 different vessels. Yeah, so we do our best to keep up with what we got to do in the tasting room and also spread out a little bit of liquid out there to, kind of entice and reel people in.
Yeah, one of our partners doesn't live very far from you. He'll be back. He's up in summertime. He's up just south of Superior in his cottage, but he in the wintertime he comes down there, as the rest of us golfers would like to do. So anyway, you have a lot of monthly events. Sounds like it's a lot of fun. Cruising Tuesdays. Sounds like it's a lot of fun. What's that all about?
Say that again. Sorry, I lost on what you're.
I'm looking at your monthly event calendar, and
right.
Yeah, it says Cruising Tuesdays, the last Tuesday of every month. Whether you have a hot rod, a classic car, a bike, a cruiser, whatever.
We do all kinds of different events throughout the month. Every second Wednesday we do a Jeep night. We call it Wrangler Wednesday. I don't know if you guys have checked out the Facebook page or the Instagram and seen the Mastry's logoed up Wrangler that we have. So like I said, every second Wednesday we do that. We do trivia every Thursday. We even have a once a month market that we do. We call it our Saturday our extravaganza weekend. Well, we'll do kind of a Saturday day block party. We bring in a dozen or so vendors and do like a pop-up market. We get a DJ out, a food truck. Then the next day on Sunday, we end up doing bar fitness, which is like a yoga Pilates in the beer garden. And then we just carry on with more good music and more good beer. So, yeah, I mean, we've always got a ton of events. Like this weekend is our Oktoberfest, where we'll be releasing our fest beer. Our 2-year anniversary is, like I said, again, coming up on the 13th. So that'll be huge. We're actually going to be doing a silent disco. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of those before.
That's awesome.
So everybody gets these headphones. They're all different color coded based upon who the DJ is. So down where we're at, we get a lot of South Beach reggaeton, type music that people love. So that's one DJ. We'll get a guy who does a lot of throwbacks and does some 80s, 90s stuff. And then we got another DJ who loves doing a lot of the urban hip hop. So yeah, it's a lot of good fun. Again, everybody's on a different channel. You'll hear people singing to different songs. Everybody's dancing to a different beat. So if you're in it, you got a set of headphones on. It's a lot of fun. Every now and then you'll take the headphones off and be like, it's a lot of good people watching.
After a beer or two.
Oh, absolutely.
So is that going on for your anniversary? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, we're going to be doing that at nighttime for our anniversary. So from 7 o'clock on. In the morning, we'll have some cool sour beer releases. We're going to bring in a beer slushy machine. Got a food truck coming in. So yeah, it's going to be a really good day. And then the night before, though, we're actually going to be doing our big beer pre-anniversary release, where we have a couple special bourbon barrel aged beers that we've done. That we're going to be releasing for one night only. Kind of figured we don't want to put the 11, 12%ers on when everybody's like dancing. And it could be a little too exciting for that night. So we thought it'd be a good time. We got a bourbon barrel aged saison that we actually did for Burn Steakhouse. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Burn Steakhouse, but it's a world famous steakhouse, and they've got I think one of the world's largest private selection of wine too. Their wine cellar. They do a whole tour. You can go through it. But anyways, they love doing spirit projects because they themselves go out to distilleries, work with distilleries, hand pick out their spirits, and then they yank that barrel off, completely fill up bottles, and the distilleries give the barrels to Burn Steakhouse. And then they've been working with the breweries the last couple of years to take barrels and then turn them into beers. So we got a Buffalo Trace barrel that we went ahead and threw a 11% saison in. We call Where the Wild Pineapples Roam, and we fermented it with Brettanomyces. So if you guys check out the Facebook or Instagram page, you'll probably find a shot of it up on there. It's super awesome. You got that great Buffalo Trace bourbon flavor profile on it, and then you get a lot of really cool pineapple flavors coming out of it as well. So yeah, it's almost like a beer Mai Tai something, I mean, it's delicious.
We're right up your alley.
I was gonna say that's A1A. That's my 4-laner. Is Burnt Steakhouse, are they located in Tampa St. Pete, or where are they?
Yeah, they're located in the Tampa Bay area.
Well, our golfers, I can imagine, would like to know something about that. What we want to do is reach out to the people that you do business with, to support that. If you want to send us a full page ad, we're allowing everybody that we do these interviews in our Links Libations magazine. If you have some copy this month, send it to us, and we want to support what you're doing down there, having fun. Our golfers are going to know where to go, at least go have some earphones and music after a round of golf and a beer or two. Hopefully most of them can show up the next day.
I love the whole silent disco. I think that would be so.
She's a nationally renowned music photographer, by the way, for the past 10 years. She goes and
nice.
Yeah. So.
But I've never experienced a silent disco.
I think that's an awesome thing you should go do. So we're going to be down.
Trust me, so many people come in and some are a little like, wow, that's just a weird concept. Some get really excited about it, but until you experience it, it's like nothing you've ever done before. It's a lot of fun.
When I went back, and I was in college in the 60s and 70s, it sounds more of an experience I had, but we'll leave that one, different set of earphones on at the time, not dirty maybe. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. And anyway, if you go to Mastry's brewingco.com, you can find out all about it. It looks like, I can't wait to get down there. We're going to be down late January and on the road after the PGA show. So golfers golf, then they sip, and we're coming down to your place. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, awesome, guys. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Yeah, January is a great time of year, so.
Well, it snows up here, dude. I'm telling you. You don't want to be here.
We can help you thaw out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't see many Floridians going, hey, I think I should go to Wisconsin right now. It's 20 below. Awesome, So, no, it doesn't work that way. All of our guys, they're coming south. So that's what Links to Libations is all about. We'll be in touch. Carol will send you a link to this. Put it up on your Facebook pages if you could. It gives you a lot of notice. And anytime you have something, just call us or email us. We love to do these. It just supports your business and it lets our golfers and the travelers know. It's not all about golfers, by the way. We're a luxury travel magazine, so Florida's on our mind. Put it that way. So.
Well, I hear you. Trust me. My swings gets a little shy after the 9th hole because they usually won too many beers. So.
I live. We're right here. We're right on a big golf course right here, and I try to go down and hit a few balls in the afternoon. And I deal with the guys you see on tour. And after about 4 or 5 of my shots, I'm going, yeah, I'm done with this. That's why we keep a fishing pole in our golf bag. Because we always do that. True story. Anyway, we'll look forward to talking to you soon. It's great. Say hi to your wife. Her name's Danny, if I got that right.
Yep, Danny.
All right. Anyway, looks like you got a great family business going on there. We know it's hard work, but you do it well. And say hi to the guy in the background and tell him next time he can come on air. I hope he's doing well. So anyway, thanks a lot. We really appreciate it. Great job, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.